Good morning, everybody. Orange J here with another War of the Visions video, and today we're going to take a look at Global's newest Warrior of the Crystal unit, the beginning of the second batch of Warrior of the Crystal units, PERENE, coming to Global this Wednesday. So let's take a look at her stats, her kit, do that unit preview that we like to do on Tuesday mornings here on this channel. Okay, let's just jump right into it. Here's PERENE. Now, I want to say something off the top. PERENE is somebody who, if you're a water main, you've been waiting a long time for another unit. And I don't think you need me to tell you if you should pull or not for her, because if you're a water main, she's a 100 cost Warrior of the Crystal unit. All the Warrior Crystal units are good. She's also going to be good. She will obviously pair really well with your Celuses, your Astriuses of the world. There's some really fun team building you can do with them. Also, let's compare her stat-wise to Astrius, the other, huge carry that Water has, who's getting a friend here. Now, this is the JP side. I leveled him to 120, took off their, dream stats. Astrius's Master Ability 2, though, is on here. So that's something I can't take off. It's just going to be on here. That's why he has a bajillion resist. This man, by the way, that's kind of another feather in PERENE's hat, is Astrius is about to get way better. His Master Ability 2 is insane. This will be somebody who he can play with. Anyway, let's look at their stats. So HP wise, PERENE has more HP than Astrius does. She's almost 5,000. Attack Astrius higher. Astrius does insane amounts of damage. He probably will out damage her, except for the fact that she is a strike damage unit, and that's still not the easiest attack type to build against. So she has that going for her. She will more easily penetrate a lot of people's defenses than Astrius would, so keep that in mind. Both of these units are pretty fast. PERENE comes in at 66, Astrius is hanging out at 68, a little faster. PERENE has 12 defense, where Astrius has 8 spirit. They're both obviously good against fire. Eventually, Astrius is good against all elements. As long as he has courage online, he gets this massive buff. Let's look at their attack type resistances, though. PERENE is an anti-slash, anti-pierce unit. She has those stats right there, partly from her master ability, and she can buff those resists with a group buff for her. The only thing she's weak against is strike, which again is the same for Astrius. He will be a little bit better against magic, but she is very high AoE resist unit. PERENE is a unit, let's put her back on the screen, that is going to have insanely high AoE resist. She's going to be really fast. She has CT up in her kit. She's going to feel a little different in a fight than I think a lot of units we've seen before. The first time I looked at her Trustmaster, for example, it's an accessory with 10 defense, 15 crit, 1 use, and restores CT on a critical hit. And I was like, that's kind of not great. Then I was looking through the rest of her kit, and I kind of realized this is a girl who could really recover CT under the right circumstances, so just keep that in mind. Her master ability, she gets the HP and water attack for her group. Here's where she's getting some of that slash and pierce resist, and she comes with 20 reaction block rate. Now, when she gets her dream upgrade, which she has not gotten yet for global, this will be coming down the line later, she gets more crit damage and more reaction block rate. This is important because when combined with her vision card, which is coming out next week, she's actually, if you run her vision card on her with her dream ability upgrade, she's at 98% reaction block rate base. She just comes in and is unreactionable, basically. But let's not talk about that yet, because this is down the line for us. We don't have that yet. Skills. Okay, her support abilities, absolutely amazing, mostly because of aquatic martial arts that gets upgraded. This gives her attack 24%, 15 AoE resist, 50 acquired AP up, and 40 defense penetration. One of the things that PERENE has going for her, I already mentioned she's a strike unit, which is hard to mitigate. She's also really defense penetration based. It's just going to be hard to mitigate her damage without something like single target resist, AoE resist, or element resist. Defense and strike resist are just not going to cut it against her. So, you're going to run this one all the time. After that, you have choices. She has a move +1 with D aggro buff. There are very good reasons for her to not take damage. More on that later, and move 1 can be very powerful. I do think Torrent of Taijutsu right here, which is an HP agility buff, is super good. She has the continuous hit counter upgrade as well. This makes this a 50% proc rate and gives her 20 accuracy. A 50% proc rate is really strong, but I don't think that's her best counter move because you have to be range 1 and she just has a better one. Spy's dual swordsmanship, this is evasion rate and more acquired AP. If you're running this, she's at 90 acquired AP up. So she's like doubling her acquired AP almost. And she is a kind of quasi-evade unit. Maybe her and Chunak make like a true water evade team or something. I'll believe it when I see it. But you can play her evade. And then she also has fighting spirit if you just want more raw HP and attack. But you're going to run this one every time. It's amazing. Okay, counter moves. This is her best one, I think. It's called Meh, which is funny, but it's a 30% chance to proc, 121% counter. And here you go. It's medium range, and this is her first time in her kit where you're seeing this increase CT. She just has ways to increase her CT. She's going to have a lot of attack and do a lot of damage. You're going to be fast. She's a bruisery type unit, and she just is going to CT up. There's going to be fights where PERENE's in, where she just triggers some CT up moves and laps some people, and that can win a fight. We haven't seen this really before. All these ways to do it in her kit. So I think you run Meh most of the time. It's also a predictive counterattack, which we know, Whiskahall, how overpowered those things are. It's a striking attack. Her strike attack scale off of 120% raw attack. Continuing down the line. Her main job, her new job, climbing a waterfall. Her cheap move is only 14 AP, 6 casts. It is a jump to target, 121% modifier, 250 CT restore. This seems really good and seems to fit her kit, but remember the AI probably not going to use this because it's her smallest modifier damage move, which means the AI will always go for more damage. You're probably not going to get this one used all the time, although if you do, again, that's 250 CT. She's a fourth of the way back to going again. Okay, she has this buff, Fury of Water. I'm going to circle back to this one here in a minute, but let me just tell you what it is before I dive into it. It's AP consumption down 40, so this is a unit that's not going to need bells, which is really important for her, because so like I said, I'm going to circle back to this. It also gives her Dispel Protect for 3 turns, which is good, and 80% attack buff when her HP is above 70%. Keep this move in mind, I'm going to revisit it later. Okay, damaging moves. In large scroll foot, or whatever it will be called in global, ignore stats with float, so Gilgamesh, if he self-floats, will dodge this. Gives her 40 more defense pin, which puts her at 80 when combined with her support move. 165% modifier and lowers healing power. It is a diamond-shaped AoE move. It's really important that units have access to one of these if they want to be a big-time carry, in my mind. Okay, she also has a single target resistance debuff. Medium range, it's 100% hit attack. So, if she runs into an evade unit, she's going to be able to knock them out with this move right here, so that's nice. Here is her other buff. Realm of Water. Gets upgraded to Realm of Sea Spirits. Let's talk about this thing. Okay, so this buff is a 15 AoE resist buff. That's really cool. This is a unit that has a plus 15 AoE resist buff without having to run a TMR. With the upgrade, it is a 4-turn buff. That extra turn is a big deal. I love this buff. It also gives her 25% slash resist, 25% pierce resist just for herself, but makes her very, very hard to kill with slash and pierce, and it gives her a heal when her HP drops below 50%. Why is that so important? Because her other buff, her self-only buff, gives her a huge attack steroid if her HP is above 70%. The idea being is, turn 1, you walk up to your team, you give them this buff. Has 3 uses, so it'll be good in Guild Wars for both fights. Then she self-buffs with this and is able to, even if she doesn't have a healer, attempt to keep her HP above that threshold, so she's getting this huge attack steroid. I love this. I think it's really good. Plus the AP kits. Okay, you're talking about a unit who needs 2 turns of using her self-buffs to ramp up, right? She needs to cast both of these. It's hard for a unit that needs those things to get a TMR buff in as well. So the fact that she has so much acquired AP up built into her kit and does decreased AP consumption she's just going to generate a lot of AP and not use a lot. That's really nice little feather in her cap that could be overlooked. Let's continue. It deserves a million deaths. This is another jumping move where she will jump to her target, dispel, ignore fatal damage, so she has courage removal, and this one hits really hard. It's a 200% modifier move. It gets upgraded to also restoring 250 CT for herself. Now, let's go back to her main page right here, because if you're like, wait a second, she got a lot of upgrades, Worth Dying does not get upgraded until her dream ability. Which one of these moves is Worth Dying? Well, I think it's this one. I think this is the move that gets upgraded with her dream ability, but the translation didn't really do much for me there. But just note, her dream ability's coming, and this is 250 more CT restore. Look, CT restore right here, CT restore right here, CT restore right here, and if we go back to her main page and you actually decide to run this TMR on her, or somebody else giving her this buff, CT restore right here. It's a lot of CT restore. Will it ever really be impactful? I don't know. Ashiman brings up in chat right now, she can run Lemega's TMR, which is a, fist TMR, for the accuracy and plus attack, so she doesn't need a TMR skill. Another little feather for her cap, that she's actually somebody who could take advantage of a TMR weapon, and that allows you to put a better accessory piece of armor on her. So that's pretty cool. Okay, her sub job, her new sub job. She does have a stunning move, but you're not going to run her as a high faith unit, so you're not going to stun anybody. And then triple stream, she does have a 3-hit attack right here. It's a striking based attack. She does also have her single target resistance debuff. If you're hurting for water chaining units, she could do stuff for you there, but water chaining is like mostly a slashing based thing. Her chaining is not slashing based, so I kind of doubt it, but she can chain for you if you would need her to do that. If you want to run her as an evade unit, you do have this spy job where she can give a 25 evasion buff for her allies. That would be pretty cool there. I think Fighter is going to be a really common one, because within Fighter, it gives her access to a Human Killer 50 strike attack. This attack will truck people. It will hit really, really hard. She has to be in range to do it. It's short range, but it gives her a little AoE and a big move. Now, her limit break is 200% modifier. You can just see it on the bottom of the screen. 3-hit move, nice range. It's one of her longer range moves, and it gives her haste for 3 turns. Again, building into her speed. She's gonna go fast. She's gonna restore her own CT. She's gonna hit hard. She's gonna be really good. She will pair, obviously, like I said, really well with your Astriuses and your Celuses. I think a really cool team that we'll see early is going to be Astrius, PERENE, Velis. Now, her new vision card, again, I'll talk a lot more about her new vision card next week, does not include Astrius on it. So that sucks, but it does include Celis. So at that point, you might see a little bit more Celis worked in there, maybe with another unit, I don't know. But that's the preview for PERENE, you guys, and she's dropping this Wednesday. So if you're going to pull for her, good luck. I will, of course, be live on Wednesday afternoon, doing some polls for her myself, getting into the second Warrior of the Crystal bunch. If you're a newer player, I don't know that she's for you, but those other Warrior of the Crystal units, the Jooms and Velises of the world, they probably are, so I want to see what the Season 1 Warrior of the Crystal units look like. What do their banners look like? I'm really curious to see that as well. Anyway, see you guys on Wednesday. Have a great day. Peace.